you could have any baddie in the show, no matter the price, and if they would say yes, who would you want to put in your panties? I asked it.
That's a trick question.
No,
or?
who you want to put in them panties?
I would Beyonce.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. Because the same reason why Bey would never appear in a fenty panty is the same reason why Riri and Bey have never done a song together. Is the same reason why they're saying for a fact Riri made Beyonce cry. And if you haven't caught on already, Jay-Z is at the dead center of this mess. Because it looks like Beyonce's team is finally bringing this story to the light and confirming everything we suspected from the jump. Because an error that Beyonce allegedly made back in 2005 was what gave Riri her career, and it's what almost broke her marriage to HOV. Now, when Riri first stepped on the scene back in 2005, she was a literal teenager trying to make her mark in the industry. She had just dropped On the Replay and got signed to Def Jam under Jay-Z's watch. And at first, it seemed all sweet. Riri was out here praising Bey, calling her her idol, and saying how much she looked up to her.
Beyonce, definitely. I just thought she was well, the first thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to be like, because she, despite all her success, she still remains humble.
But y'all know how the industry works. That admiration turned into competition real quick. And that's what Bey had allegedly been trying to avoid. Because it was music mogul L.A. Reid that told us about how Tierra Marie was the first choice on the list before Bey chose Rihanna over her. The reason? Tierra looked more like a threat than Riri at the time. And by threat, what are we talking about? Well, it was some folks that swore it was Bey's career. Nah, I ain't with that. I think it was more about Jay-Z than anything else. Don't know what that man put in Beyonce's head, but she been fawning over him since the moment they got together. And here's where it gets even wilder, because exactly what Bey feared was what happened. Jay-Z started showing Riri a little too much attention, and that's when the vibes shifted. Y'all, they said Jay-Z was moving like he was Rihanna's #1 fan. He wasn't just mentoring her, he was putting her on a pedestal. And don't forget, back then Rihanna was giving us island girl realness. You know the girl was getting attention left and right. Beyonce might have been the queen, but Rihanna had the new girl energy, and Jay was eating it up. It was all of these events that led up to the infamous party where Beyonce finally saw just how big of a threat Riri really was. So the story goes that Beyonce walked into a party, right? Looking flawless as always. She's expecting a good time, maybe a little PDA from her man, Jay. But then boom, Jay-Z walks in holding hands with Rihanna. Child, they said Rihanna and Jay was looking real cozy, laughing and smiling, acting like they own the place. And Beyonce, baby, she was standing there like a third wheel. Allegedly, she tried to keep it together, but when Jay started ignoring her completely, the tears started flowing. What witness said Beyonce was crying so hard, she was hyperventilating, and guess who had to swoop in and console her? Solange. Yep, the same Solange who later went viral for kicking Jay-Z in that elevator. Y'all starting to connect the dots now. And the gag is, Jay didn't even care. While Beyonce was trying her heart out, Jay and Rihanna kept partying like nothing happened. Now, what kind of disrespect is that? And it ain't the kind of disrespect that fits well into Beyonce's whole brand. Bey is calculated, baby. She controls her narrative like a pro. But that party allegedly snowballed into rumors. Rumors about Jay-Z and Rihanna. And even though Bey tried to act unbothered, you know it was eating her up inside. Think about it. This was around the time when Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly took a year-long break. Coincidence? I think not. In the book Becoming Beyonce by J. Randy Tabarelli, it was revealed that their split lined up perfectly with Jay scouting Rihanna. Now y'all tell me, was it really about business, or was Jay-Z out there mixing pleasure with work? And let's not forget, Beyonce's team was doing damage control, y'all. They knew if the public ever got solid proof of an affair, it would tarnish her perfect image. So they worked overtime to squash the rumors. But baby, the streets never forget. Because Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan Hay, suddenly started telling anyone who was gonna listen, that he was the one who started the rumor about Rihanna and Jay-Z's hookup. He said it was a PR stunt to boost Rihanna's career, specifically to help her debut single On the Replay. But here's the thing, even though he claimed it was all fake, the streets ain't buying it. Why? Because the timelines and the vibes just ain't adding up. Think about it. Why would Beyonce and Jay-Z split for a whole year if the rumors weren't true? Why was Rihanna always around Jay, but Bey was nowhere to be found? And why did the Publicist feel the need to come out years later to clear it up? Something about this screams damage control. And you can't blame Bey. Jay-Z's got a long track record of embarrassing Beyonce. This wasn't the first time he put her through it, and it definitely wasn't the last. Y'all remember that Lady Liv that did a diss Beyonce track over Jay-Z? They was saying she was Jay-Z's mistress. And then there was that drama over Becky with the good hair. Jay-Z has been playing in Beyonce's face for years, and somehow Bey always manages to keep it together, for the public at least. But here's the thing, behind closed doors, Beyonce is human, and watching her man fawn over another woman, especially one as bold and confident as Rihanna, had to cut deep. It's probably why we've never seen the two queens work together, because think about it, Beyonce and Rihanna have never collaborated on a song. For two of the biggest artists in the world, that's suspicious, and it's easy to want to look at Riri and call her the problem. But Jay's been the one at the front of the ship. Y'all must not forget, Riri was still a teenager when they gave her the deal that changed her life. And if you ask some folks, Beyonce was allegedly a teenager when they started dating. And then there was Aaliyah. Child, this is what fans said. Jay-Z bringing Rihanna in from a party to try to embarrass Beyonce reminds me of when Diddy brought Cassie over to humiliate Kim Porter. Y'all drawing some serious comparisons with this one, because this fan doubled down. Rihanna was so young when she did her first song. That's sick. And this fan pointed out, I remember watching the live award show when Beyonce announced her first pregnancy, and Riri's facial expression told it. Then she quit the label the very next day. But what do y'all think? Do you think Rihanna and Jay-Z really had an affair? Or was it just a PR stunt gone too far? Is Beyonce too forgiving when it comes to Jay-Z's messy behavior? And finally, do you think we'll ever get the full truth about what really went down? Tell me what y'all think in the comments.